Hello again. This is a job that has been an awful lot of work, and it all started because there was a little bit of rot on the skirting, but it just got worse and worse. So this video is just showing you what's been involved, what's happened, and what it's taken to get it back to how it should be. Well, a miserable day. It's June and it's pouring it down. Right, I've got my tools in. They want me to do a full inspection, so they want me to cut back everything I can. So I think I'll start taking the floorboards out until we can see what's under there then. An old fireplace there, which will be behind the wall. I'll take the plasterboard off. I think that needs to be sorted out. I think that's a bit excessive. No need for all that. Obviously the skirting's have to come off. So I just work my way through it. I've never seen such a large amount of dry rot. That is a joist, look at it. It's just like, there's just nothing in there. This is bad. No, that joist doesn't, yes, it's soft. Right, let's keep going. But that is all the fungus, the growth of it. This is really bad. I've never ever seen anything like this. Right, keep going. Yeah, I'm pulling the render off the walls and you can just see all the strands hanging out. That's gone behind the render. So I'm going to go up until there's no more strands. This is a piece of it that just came off the bottom, the underside of the floorboard. It's just, that way, it's just, there's no strength in it whatsoever. I'm trying to bag up the rubble and get rid of, make some space. I've put one socket in, I've just cut all the rest of the satellite cables. The TV man can sort them out. Right, I'm cutting round the corner. We've still got the dry rot strands, but now we're finding woodworm. So it's still cubed, by the way. It's had all the moisture sucked out of it. This could be going on and on and on. This bit here, you can see all the woodworm, and there's nothing left in it. It's lost all its strength. That's only a bit of 20mm something going onto the cement. The concrete is a pad for the timber to go on. Similar to that one, under that timber. So these timbers, I've cut back to where there's no more strands on it, but we've still got more to go here. Right, this timber that's rotten, obviously it all goes across this floor. If we go into the hallway, if you look at the skirting, it's all misshaped, which implies that it's rotten from behind. So I think I'm gonna have to keep going. Here, woodworm could be everywhere. It's only supposed to be a little job. You can up the whole floor up, I can see. This is no woodworm this side, it might just be around the window area. It's got a vent on the air vent, but it's about there. And it should be under the floor to allow air to circulate under the floor. I need to pull that out more. I'm just getting a bit I'm putting too much rubble in these bags, so it's making them too heavy. That's quite a lot of rubble came from just this area. Right, I've had enough today. I think I'm gonna shoot off. I'm covered in dust and debris and all that. I'm gonna leave all my tools here because I don't want to put them back in the van. And what also I found is a soil pipe that's broken that runs across under the floor, and it is damp. This area is damp, so I don't know what that's for. I don't know where it comes from. I mean, that could have been going out to a drain and backing up and coming in. there could still be water, rainwater or something under there. It's not, it can't be soil pipe because it's, you'd smell it. Right, we're continuing to cut out the rot. So all this, there's a wall plate along here. It's rotten up to this point, and this has got to come out. We've got more. Looks like there's evidence. You can see the holes from the woodworm along here, so that's got to come out. This is riddled with it. So this was the piece that went along there. And then we get a wasp's nest as well. That was under boards just here. So they must have been coming in and out of the vent and then nesting there. Yeah, just don't know what else they could chuck in here. Dry rot, woodworm, wasp nest, it's all happening. So you can see this woodworm around the nest as well. Lots of holes in it. So I think what I'll do is I'll take these pieces out. I'll take that piece out, I'll cut these back. That seems to be all right there. I'll see, that's got to come out. And hopefully that's going to be all right. But I'm worried about the skirting that side of the wall. I'm gonna be here for ages otherwise. I don't know what's going on behind there. If it's solid, I'll spray up this back and kill anything that might be in it. You're going to end up in the attic if we carry on like this. Right, what started off from one little bit of skirting has turned into major surgery. For some reason this joist was more damaged with the woodworm than the rest of them. So I've gone back to solid. There still is evidence of woodworm in there, but the spray I've got will kill anything that's, if it is anything still in there. This might have been treated, could have been treated any time, but the idea is I hoover all the strands off the walls. I get my spray and spray behind the panelling, lashings all over the wall to kill anything that's possibly in there that could carry on. This is not dry rot, that's more wet rot and woodworm. So I need to dry rot, the timber's totally dry, flaky, it's cubed, moisture's been sucked out of it. Wet rot is just sitting on the water, damp, it's just soggy. This is damp here, because it's a Victorian building, it's going to be damp. There's not a lot, you can inject it in all sorts, but how can you inject damp proof through granite and brick? And I know people say it can be done, but I've never seen it work properly. So what I'm going to do is put damp proof course down to stop the moisture going into the timber. Tannelised treated timber with the ends preserved if it's been cut. Strapped it to these joists, what's left of them. I'll put a wall plate along this piece, and I'll put one across there, and I'll build it all up again, and I'll use ply on the floor. I'll spray everything, I'll pull up some boards along here and spray under this side. Get a good lashings of spray in there to stop anything from coming back or kill anything that's in there. But I think we've got most of it. You know, normally you can't cut out every bit of woodworm you see, because that might have been treated years ago and might be gone. The stuff will kill it. There'll be nothing. There'll be no house left. It'll be in the attic before you know it. So I think we've done enough. I've just cleaned it all up, bagged it. It's amazing how much rubbish has come out of this place. So tomorrow's job, I'll give it a good clean up and spray it. It's now Wednesday. I'll leave it till Monday. I'll come back Monday and start putting it all back together again. Right, this was sprayed on the Thursday and we're now Monday. So you can still smell it. It was bad before, but it's not so bad now. So I've just measured up for all the ply, timber, packers, screws, ply, plasterboard, everything I need. And what I need to do now is go and get all the gear. Once I've got it, I can double up the joists. I can put the timber on the bearer on the floor and get the ply in as far as I can. I'm not saying I'll get all that done today, but my next job after that will be to remove a board every third one probably. So once I've finished, I can get underneath and spray everything. So how many? That's 10 litres of the 5-star, and there's woodworm there as well, just for make sure it's all gone. That's dedicated woodworm killer, so I'll just spray that in afterwards. Once the other spray, the 5-stars soaked in. Right, let's go and get some materials. I've picked up some timber. I was trying to get some plywood as well, but it's all a bit slack at the merchant, so I'd still be there now if I'd been waiting for the ply to be cut. So I thought I'll get all the timbers in and go back on the way home where it's quieter and pick up the ply for tomorrow. So I'm going to start with the base plate there and there. Well, I've got to put it on some damp proof so the moisture doesn't travel up into it. I think that's what the problem was before. I'm also going to keep it away from the wall, so any damp that comes through the wall shouldn't affect the timber. That's all the joists in, so I've not got a lot left. So I'll put some noggins down that end. I only need, I might have some 3 or 2 left over which I can use if I have to, noggins. But what I need to do is put a couple in down there, then put the floor on that area, and then I can build the wall up ready for the plasterboard. So I'll use the 3 with 2, and then I'll know where I am and how much I'll have left. Right, that's the first bit of flooring down, that's screwed. What I've been doing is cutting strips of DPC. I'm putting 3 layers on, and that will make the 18mm flooring the same as the 21mm flooring, the original flooring. So it just brings the level up. So I've just put enough on to get that bit on. I'll carry on, I'll work my way around from this end. Yeah, so it's start to get down. It's, I've kept everything open at the back. I think what would be an idea is if they drill holes from the outside through behind the skirting. If I leave a gap behind the skirting, it means the air can circulate, and that way they can get more air in the room to prevent the reinfestation or dry rot. At least it will get air in and dry out the damp that is going to happen because it's an old Victorian house. That's another piece down, but it's only temporary, it's got to come back up again. I'm leaving good gaps between that and the wall, and the skirting will cover that. I'm gonna try, see, the skirting should have like a 20mm gap between that and the wall. So I'll put it on with packers, and that might be why it's good to get some ventilation through there, because with the gap on the flooring, the ventilation will go under the floor, and the same that side. So I need to get some more, that's why this has got to come up, because I need to get some more DPC to put on it. And then, yeah, I can probably put a joint on that, and then a solid piece. Yeah, finish it off. I've got 1, 2, 3 sheets left, so that should be plenty. Yeah, we're getting there. Right, I still haven't got the DPC to raise the floor level. I've got, these are the right level, these bearers I've put on. This is all fixed now. I've put the socket behind the stud. It was in front before. I've put the stud in, the 3x2 stud. So I'm off to get, now the traffic's died down, it's just come 9 o'clock, 9:15, so traffic will be up. This is all cut to fit. I just need to cut another piece in here. This is going back. Got a sheet I haven't used. And I'll pick up sound block, because the wall's 4-inch thick between this house and the one next door. If you look on the wall, you'll see screws coming out that they put in from the other side. So I've obviously put 5-inch screws in, and yeah, they've come through. I'm trying not to fix anything to the wall because the wall will get damp. It's a Victorian house, and you can't stop it. You can hold stuff off it, and that will help it. So I'm going to dot and dab. What I'll do is I'll glue DPC to the wall, and then I'll dot and dab onto the DPC, the plasterboard, so that'll give it an air gap behind. Air's good, it'll help it. I'll get all that done. I'm going to pick up the skirting, and I'll get a bit of MDF for that as well, just so I can get that finished off. I've got until tomorrow to get it done. So hopefully I'll have a good bulk of it done today, barring any problems. I've got another job to see at 4 o'clock, which is a bit of a pain. I did 12 hours yesterday, 7 till 7 in here, but we've got a good push on. So we're getting there, and I'm trying to get bits out that I've used, like the ratchet spanner and the bolts and nuts, because I won't need them anymore. Right, let's go and get some material. Oh, I've got to get the electrician in. These are all covered in strands from the dry rot. I don't know what they do, where they go. I don't know what the electrician's going to do. There's their satellite dish that comes out from this side, and these will go across there somewhere. I don't know where they go. So I don't know. The double socket would be easy enough to put in there somewhere, and you have to get access to these so he can do whatever he needs to do. I don't know, telephone cables and all sorts. So you might just have to put an access box in there, or lengthen them, or I don't know. That's not a Tim problem, that's the electrician's problem. Right, let's go and get some materials. Well, I've had a bit of a sweep up and a sort out. Need to get some more rubbish bags just so I can get rid of that. Get the trolley together outside. So I've put some plasterboard. That's on the stud work, and that is going to get glued, but I need to get my circle done, and I'll just put it on with a quick grip with DPC sandwiched in it, and leave that for the painters. I bought some plain timber so I can make up this corner. I'll try getting quadrant, but you can't even get quadrant now. So I'll have to make something to do this round. And I've got some architrave, but it's not like that. That's a very, very steep architrave. In fact, that's more OG than that's Taurus. So I might go and get some. What the idea is that MGF with the OG architrave on will be the same height as that, because I won't get skirting that height. That bit I'm going to treat the back of it and glue it back on the wall. And then I've got to lift up a couple of floorboards and then spray loads under here. The 5-star treatment, get rid of anything that's in there. You can see from the other floor, it's all got a bit of movement in it. My worry is I'm going to pull this up and find more woodwork. And especially if the timber's wrong, it's going to be bad. I want to get out of here now. It's only supposed, it was supposed to be a couple of hour job. I did 12 hours yesterday. I started at 7 this morning. It's all adding up. But I think I'm going to wrap it up now. Get everything ready for tomorrow, get a good start tomorrow. I need to be out of here tomorrow. So I'll pick some architrave up. I'll get that on the way back. I think this probably will need plastering, so I'll have to cut this wallpaper back, but I don't get involved with that. I just need to get the skirting on, glue that bit on, build this bit up, and then that's me done, clear everything out. What I've done here is I've bonded with quick grip loads of pieces of damp proof onto the wall, scattered them everywhere, and then I've put adhesive on the inside, so any damp that comes through the wall will fall down the back of the DPC and not affect the plasterboard, but it's still got good air ventilation up there, drying everything out. So I've got some plain timber, I'm just cutting it down, putting it in place. I had to get a bit of round dowel to copy the middle bit. It just needs a bit of sanding, filling, and it's going to blend in, you won't notice that. So I'm going to give it a bit just to help this self-support. So I could lift it up a little bit. And then that way I can put the skirting on. What I think I'll do is put this skirting on first, and then this board can go up to it, just in case they want to plaster this wall. I mean, you could probably fill it and blend it in, but I'll give them the option. So I'll leave the skirting loose on this side, and it can just be popped on once they decide what they want to do with that. Right, I've just sprayed everywhere now with the wood treatment. I've got right under the joists with a high pressure sprayer. Sprayed it all, it's a bit fuming in there. So that's done, I'm finished. The paint is coming, the electrician's coming, so I've left the skirting loose. He can unscrew that plasterboard to get behind it, sort the cables and everything out. And yeah, the paint can fill, and then the carpets can come. So I'm going to leave it with the door shut so the rest of the house doesn't stink. And that should be, I'll come back tomorrow just to put that floorboard back on, and that's me done then. Well, I've just glued that bit of skirting back on because I had the treatment on the back of it yesterday. This skirting's still loose, but I've left some quick grip because the electrician's probably going to have an easier life if he takes that board off the wall. Yeah, this was an absolute nightmare to do. So that's full thickness piece of pine that I got, and that had to be cut down to about 1 inch thick. That's a bit of dowel just to blend in the rest. This is a piece I had to make up, and this is a bit of OG architrave. No, it's a Taurus which has been reshaped to fit. I mean, it looks, because it's like joining onto it. Once it's painted, it will all sort of blend in. It stinks in here from the preservative, so that's all the floor re-sprayed. Yeah, it's been gone. I'm out of here, finished, done. So fingers crossed this will be good for another, I don't think it'll be 200 years. But I think if there's that much preservative gone into it, I don't think anything would survive that, but they really need to get some ventilation sorted out. I've improved it with the gaps around here. Before it had a 4x2 running right across the front, which would have stopped any air coming in, so I've kept the noggings back to allow ventilation. The vent is like halfway up that panel, so the air has to go down, and in here it's got nowhere to go. I don't think, if we look at the back of the house, this is all concrete floor. Oh, it's got a vent there, but this floor level seems higher than the outside level. Well, if that's circulating, that's going to help. If that's going to feed, now it's got more air coming through this way, it's any air helps. But yeah, that's the end of this project. I've quite enjoyed doing it, but I'm glad to be out there now. It's still moving on the floor. It's an old house, and it's going to be. Yeah, it looks like it dips down in the corner here, but I've gone to, what I did was I put levels across the flooring and across this way, so I've had to keep my flooring the same as the original flooring. If I put mine in level, it would probably be an inch difference in height. So everything's been as it was originally. So it's solid, there's no give in this corner, it's all well secured. That's just, that must be how it was. Right, I'm out of here and on to the next job. Thanks for watching. See you next time.